Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today what we got for you is sheep farms, as you can tell from all the sheep around us in the background here. Now, as specifically we are going to be looking at this very simple design here, this one one cell little sheep thing we got going. But I'll also just kind of briefly go over this monstrosity I got here, as well as this nice little one over here. Now, the way that sheep farms or wool farms work, at least the automatic ones, is what you got is you got your sheep, and they need to be standing on some grass, and then you have other grass blocks surrounding it, and ideally you have another block on top. This prevents the sheep from eating from the outside grass, and that is important because the grass block that he is standing on is what's triggering the whole machine, as well as we need these other grass blocks to be able to spread to replace the grass that the sheep eats. Now, once his wool grows back and he takes a bite of the grass, we got a dispenser here with some shears, and they're going to shear his wool, which is going to come down here into our little chest and get collected here. Now, if you're just on a survival world by yourself or a small server, you only need like a few of these little tiny cells. And honestly, should be perfectly fine unless you're making giant things with wool, which if you are, you may be needing something more like these. Now, these work on the same principle almost. This one, way this works is it has so many sheep that it just pushes them down this line, and they fall down here, and then they push all these sheep down this line, and when we have it on, this is just going at a constant rate, shearing the sheep as they go by on both sides, collecting all their wool here. And we also have the switch so we can just turn it off whenever we don't need it. And this works really well. The only real downside is that the grass doesn't grow fast enough. But otherwise, that works really well for mass quantities. And then we have this one over here, which works very similar to the 1x1 over there, but it's on a timer. So instead of detecting the block, once we turn that on, we got a little hopper clock here. Once it goes off, all of these dispensers will go off, and they'll shear about half the sheep. And then it just waits, and then it should go off again here very shortly. What do I have this on? About a 30 tick. Okay. And then when it goes off again, it should shear almost the rest of the sheep. The only downside of this one is that it doesn't get all the sheep all the time. As you can see, some of the wool pops up on the fence, which we could fix that by enclosing it more. And then we got a hopper minecart here, collects everything, and drops it all down there. But yeah, very nice. These are all very easy to use. But like I said, we're going to be focusing on this one primarily to start, because once you know how to make this little tiny cell, you can make much bigger ones similar to these on your own. If you guys want, I will probably be doing this one in a later tutorial. I'll do this one if you guys request it. Like, there's still some kinks in this one that I personally want to work out. But if you guys are interested in it, I will make a tutorial for you. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to make this small, tiny one. Alright, now what you're going to need is you're going to need at least a chest. You could do two if you want a double chest, that's fine. A hopper. You're going to need a rail, as well as a minecart with hopper. Then you're going to need 9 grass blocks, a dispenser, an observer, 12 building blocks. Personally, for this, I like to use glass. That's just so I can see into it and see the sheep. I think it looks cooler that way, but you could use any block really for that. And this is also a minimum. If you want to build it up and make it look fancier, you will need more blocks. But 12 minimum is all you need. 1 piece of redstone dust, 2 other building blocks. These are specifically things that are going to have redstone on them. I personally like to have a different block to indicate redstone. On the example I showed you before, I was using grass blocks for my redstone. In this, so it's easier to see, I have separate blocks. And 1 stone button. This stone button is going to be so we can manually toggle the farm if we want to, for any reason. You shouldn't need to, but for whatever reason you want to, that's what it's going to be there for. Or if something happened, like there's a lag spike and the sheep didn't get sheared and you need to shear it, then go hit that button. That should only happen on like really laggy servers. And then some shears that you're going to put in the dispenser. You can completely fill the dispenser. I'm just going to put 2 shears in there for this example. And then you're going to need 1 sheep. I'm in creative showing you this, so I have a sheep egg. But if you're in survival, just go lure a sheep with some wheat, get it into a hole, keep it there until you're ready to put it into your machine. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get all these blocks here. Okay. Alright. Now first you're going to have to come find an area. If you're going to want your farm to be flush with the ground, then you're going to need to go 4 blocks deep. If you want the chest to be above, then understand your farm's going to be up in the air. For this purposes, we're just going to dig down because I think it looks nicer when it's flush with the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to put our chest. Now you are going to want to have some way to access the chest. So if you want, go ahead, knock out a way to get to your chest, like so. And then on top of our chest, I'm going to press shift, and then I'm going to jump, put our hopper, while still shifting, put our rail on top of the hopper, and then our minecart with hopper on top of that. And you should have something that looks like that now. Now right above it, we're going to put our grass block. This grass block here, this is going to be the one that our sheep is going to be standing on. So this is very important because this is going to be the center of our little farm here. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make a 3x3 of grass with this as the center. So go ahead, knock it out, and then put all the grass in like so. And that should be all of our grass blocks. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our glass or whatever building block you decided to use, and we're going to build up a U or a C around it like so, and then 1 block like that. And then we're going to knock this one out, because this is where our observer needs to go. And we're going to place it in like that, so that way the face is facing this block here. And then we need our dispenser, like so. Oop. Oh, might have to come down here. Like so, facing out like this. There we go. And then a block on top of it like that. And then out the back here, we need a block, and then our redstone and our button. So we're going to put the button on the back of this block and redstone right there. Now if we do that, yep, that should power on. Good. Now we can come here, put our shears in, and we should be able to plop our sheep in. So at this point, this is where you would, if you're in survival, come lure your sheep, push them into the hole. Now we got our sheep. Go ahead, press the button to get started. There you go. So as you saw, you sheared him. He ate the grass, grew his fleece back, and then it automatically sheared him. That's it. That's all there is to it. I'm mostly Darkling. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and see more of this. If you want to see the other sheep farms, let me know in the comments down below. Until next time, see ya.